right, it's 7:39, Big 550 KTRS. Kathy Helbig is with us. She is the real estate guru we check in with once a week. Good morning, Kathy Helbig.
Good morning, guys.
All right, what are we doing today?
We're going to talk about the questions you should be asking before you make an offer.
All right.
So a big one is, what is the neighborhood like? You know, a lot of times, right now it's a rush to get a contract on houses and you really don't have time to do your due diligence. But there's certain pockets in town, you hear about sellers market, but there are certain pockets in town that's been kind of a stale or a downturn in their market. So you need to know, is it an appreciating neighborhood? Is it a depreciating neighborhood? Am I buying the most expensive house in the neighborhood, or is it the least expensive?
Not all neighborhoods are the same.
Not all neighborhoods are the same.
Yeah.
How many days on the market has it been? Because that sometimes equates to value too. So are you walking into something that you think is a new listing, but it's been on and off the market 4 different times? Because sometimes a property that's been on the market before, if you take it out of the multiple listing service for 60 days and put it back in, the counter resets back at 0 again. So you need to look at the history of the property to see, has this been a problem property to sell because it's been on and off the market multiple
It's
times.
so true. You see, 62 days on the market, you're like, oh, what's wrong with
It's
it?
so sad nowadays.
Right, and then it's 2 days on the market. Oh, we better jump at it.
We better jump now.
Right.
That's right. Why are the sellers moving? That's always a question you ask. You might not get the truthful answer,
Right.
but it doesn't
Are they
hurt to
moving out
ask
of the
what's the reasoning
Right,
why they're moving.
right.
They hate the neighbors. They have the neighbors from hell, or what? And also another thing is, what's important to those sellers. So when you're crafting an offer, you're so much in a better place if you start asking questions first and find out, is it the closing date that's going to matter to them because they're building new construction, or they're
Right.
buying another house and they want to not double move. Some people have been burnt before, so they're really, really hung up on, I don't want to move out of my house until the buyer's money is there, so I want 2 days after possession after closing. Like, there's little hot buttons that people have. So knowing those things might put your offer over the top over somebody else's.
And will the realtor representing that seller, would they be able to give you that information?
If the seller gives them permission to give you that information. So it
Right, but
doesn't hurt to ask.
Right, but Kathy Helbig's the one poking around trying to find out all this information.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes just in conversation, they spill the beans about something and they don't mean to.
Loose lips.
Yes.
Ask what the utilities are. Sometimes if you're really tight on what you're pushing to be on your payments, and you find out that the windows have been bad and they just don't hold heat and your utility bills are going to put you over the edge, at least ask. It's always a good idea, too, to double check the schools. A lot of times they just go by what the agents have put into the multiple listing service as what the boundaries of the schools are. But those sometimes are in the process of changing, or they're just flat out incorrect. So it could be a wrong elementary school, it could be a wrong middle school, and then you're buying that house based on you wanting your child to go to school there, and then it ends up being
It's so
wrong.
true, and all those lines are all weird, because some that are in Creve Coeur go
There's
to Ladue.
a lot of
and
subdivisions that it's split down the middle, so
Right.
you can't assume. Check the crime rates if it's a questionable area. We have a lot of people that are, 2 blocks over is one story, and 3 blocks to the right is another story. So definitely check into that. And then, is there a homeowners association, and what are those restrictions? Sometimes we'll have people that have commercial vehicles that they drive for a living, and then you're not allowed to park them on the street or on your driveway, so they'd have to be in a garage. Know the property taxes and know what's in store for the future. Is there going to be a gas station that's being built on the corner that you're backing to this common ground, and suddenly it's going to be looking into a gas station or a highway coming in or something like that?
Yeah, they're all good stuff. That's why you call Kathy Helbig. She's the one poking all around, so you don't have to worry about this stuff.
That's right.
You can just worry about how the chandelier is going to look over the front door. 314-276-SOLD, 314-276-SOLD, or KathyHelbigGroup.com.